Welcome to English Journey TV. Today, you are going to spend almost an entire day surrounded by English. You will listen to English from the moment you wake up in the morning until the moment you get ready for bed at night. This is not a traditional English lesson where you sit at a desk and memorize long vocabulary lists. Instead, you are going to experience English through everyday life. You will hear conversations about waking up, preparing breakfast, getting ready for work, driving, talking with coworkers, ordering lunch, running errands, grocery shopping, preparing dinner, talking with friends, relaxing at home, and getting ready for bed. The conversations in this lesson use practical English that you can hear and use in real life. You may already know many of these words. You may already understand some of these sentences. That's good. The goal today is to hear familiar English again and again so that the words and sentence patterns become easier to recognize. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. You don't need to stop the lesson every few seconds. Keep listening. Listen for the general meaning. Listen to how the sentences sound. Listen to how one person asks a question and how another person responds. If you want to practice speaking, pause after each conversation and repeat the sentences aloud. You can also use this lesson for shadowing. Listen to a sentence, pause, repeat the sentence, then listen again. Try to copy the rhythm and natural flow of the speaker. You don't need to sound perfect. You simply need to practice. Remember, your goal is not perfection. Your goal is progress. So get comfortable. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders and imagine that you are beginning a normal day. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Waking up in the morning. The alarm rings at 6:30 in the morning. You open your eyes slowly. For a moment, you don't remember what day it is. Then you look at the clock. Oh, it's 6:30. You turn off the alarm. You stay in bed for another few seconds. You feel warm and comfortable, but you know you need to get up. You sit up and stretch your arms. Good morning. You stand up and walk toward the window. You open the curtains. The morning light comes into the room. The sky is beginning to brighten. You look outside. The neighborhood is quiet. A few cars are already on the road. Someone is walking a dog. You can see a person leaving a house with a backpack. You think, everyone is starting their day. You open the window. Cool air comes into the room. You take a deep breath. It feels nice outside. Then you close the window. You walk into the bathroom. You turn on the light. You look in the mirror. Your hair is messy. You laugh. I definitely need a shower. You brush your teeth. You wash your face. Then you take a shower. The warm water helps you wake up. While you are in the shower, you think about your day. What do I need to do today? You begin making a mental list. I need to go to work. I need to finish my project. I need to answer some emails. I need to go grocery shopping. I need to stop at the pharmacy. And I need to call my friend. You realize that you have several things to do. For a moment, you feel a little stressed. Then you remind yourself, one thing at a time. Say it again, one thing at a time. You don't need to worry about everything at once. Just focus on the next thing. After your shower, you dry yourself. You walk into your bedroom. You open the closet. You look at your clothes. What should I wear today? You choose a comfortable shirt. Then you choose a pair of pants. You get dressed. You make your bed. You put the pillows in place. You straighten the blanket. The room looks much cleaner. You smile. That's better. You pick up your phone. There are several notifications. You have messages. You have emails. You have a few reminders. You look at your phone for a moment. Then you say, "I'll check everything later." You don't want to spend your entire morning looking at your phone. You put it down. Now it's time for breakfast. You walk into the kitchen. You open the refrigerator. You look inside. What do I want for breakfast? You see eggs. You see bread. You see fruit. You see milk. You decide to make eggs and toast. You take 2 eggs from the refrigerator. You put a pan on the stove. You turn on the heat. Then you put 2 pieces of bread in the toaster. While the food is cooking, you make coffee. You open the coffee container. The smell fills the kitchen. You smile. This smells good. You pour the coffee into your cup. You take a small sip. It's hot. You wait for a moment. Then you take another sip. Perfect. You prepare your breakfast. As you cook, you practice simple English. I am making breakfast. I am cooking eggs. I am making coffee. I am getting ready for work. I have a busy day today. These sentences are simple, but simple English is useful English. You don't need complicated words to describe your life. You can talk about what you are doing right now. I am cooking. I am eating. I am getting dressed. I am drinking coffee. I am leaving home. I am going to work. These sentences can become automatic if you practice them regularly. You finish making breakfast. You sit at the table. You take a bite. The food tastes good. You drink your coffee. You look outside. The street is getting busier. More cars are passing by. More people are walking outside. You check the time. It's 7:15. You still have some time. You finish breakfast slowly. Then you take your plate to the sink. You wash the dishes. You wipe the kitchen counter. You check your bag. Do I have everything? You check your wallet. Yes. Your keys? Yes. Your phone? Yes. Your charger? Yes. Your water bottle? Yes. You put everything into your bag. You put on your shoes. You grab your jacket. You look around the apartment. The stove is off. The lights are off. Everything is ready. You walk toward the door. You take a deep breath. Okay, let's have a good day. You open the door. You step outside. Chapter 2. The Morning Commute. You lock the door. You walk toward your car. The morning air feels fresh. You open the car door. You put your bag on the passenger seat. You sit down. You put on your seatbelt. Then you start the engine. You check your mirrors. You look around. Everything is clear. You slowly leave the parking area. You begin driving toward work. The first few minutes are quiet. You listen to the radio. The weather report is on. The speaker says, "Today will be sunny with temperatures in the 70s. You listen carefully. You understand most of it. You continue driving. Soon you reach a busy road. There are many cars. Traffic is moving slowly. You look at the clock. You still have enough time. You say, "I don't need to rush." You keep driving. A car changes lanes in front of you. You slow down. You stay calm. You think, "Getting angry won't make traffic move faster." You smile. You continue driving. You pass a gas station. You pass a coffee shop. You pass a supermarket. You see a bus stopping at a bus stop. You see people walking to work. You see children waiting for the school bus. You see someone jogging. You see another person walking a dog. You describe what you see in English. The traffic is heavy. The bus is stopping. People are walking. The light is red. The cars are moving slowly. The weather is nice. This is a simple way to practice English. You don't need a classroom. You can practice anywhere. After about 30 minutes, you arrive at work. You turn into the parking lot. You find an open space. You park your car. You turn off the engine. You take your bag. You take a deep breath. I'm ready for today. You get out of the car. You walk toward the entrance. As you enter the building, you see your coworker, Daniel. Daniel smiles. Good morning. How are you doing? You smile. Good morning. I'm doing well. How about you? I'm good. Did you have a good morning? Yes, it was pretty good. Traffic was a little slow. I know, the roads were really busy. Yeah, it took me about 30 minutes to get here. Same here. You laugh. Well, hopefully the rest of the day goes smoothly. I hope so. Have a good morning. You too. You walk toward your desk. Chapter 3. At work. You put your bag down. You turn on your computer. You take a sip of water. Then you check your email. There are several new messages. You open the first one. It is from your manager. The message says that you need to finish an important report before the end of the day. You read it carefully. You say, "Okay, I know what I need to do." You open the report. You begin working. After a few minutes, your coworker walks over. "Hey, do you have a minute?" You look up. "Sure, what's going on?" "I wanted to ask you about the project." "Okay, what's the problem?" "I think we have a problem with one part of the report." You look at the screen. "Let me take a look." Your coworker shows you the information. You read it carefully. "I see what you mean." "What do you think we should do?" You think for a moment. "I think we can fix it." "How?" "We can update this section and then check the numbers again." "That sounds good. I can help you with it." "Thanks. I appreciate that." "No problem." You work together for several minutes. Then your coworker says, "Okay, I think that looks much better." "Yeah, I think so too." "Thanks for your help." "You're welcome." Your coworker returns to their desk. You continue working. A few minutes later, another coworker walks by. "Good morning." "Good morning. How are you?" "I'm doing well. How about you?" "I'm good." "Are you busy today?" "Yeah, I have quite a bit to do." "I know the feeling." You laugh. "Hopefully we can both finish everything." "That's the plan." Your coworker continues walking. You look at your computer. You have several things to finish. You make a list. First, finish the report. Second, answer my emails. Third, check the project. Fourth, prepare for the meeting. You start with the report. You work for several minutes. Then you take a short break. You stand up. You walk to the kitchen. You get some water. Another coworker is there. "Hey, how's your morning going?" "Pretty good." "Are you busy?" "A little." "What are you working on?" "I'm finishing a report." "Is it due today?" "Yes." "I hope you finish it on time." "Me too." You laugh. You return to your desk. You continue working. Finally, you finish the report. You read it one more time. Everything looks good. You save the file. You send it to your manager. Done. You feel relieved. You look at the clock. It's almost lunchtime. Chapter 4. Lunch at a cafe. You stand up. Your coworker asks, "Are you ready for lunch?" "Yes, I'm getting hungry." "Where do you want to go?" "There's a cafe down the street." "Sounds good." "Do you want to walk?" "Sure." You both leave the office. The weather is nice. You walk down the sidewalk. Your coworker asks, "How has your morning been?" "It was pretty busy." "Did you finish your report?" "Yes, I just sent it." "Nice. Now I can relax for a little while." You arrive at the cafe. You open the door. A server says, "Hi, welcome." Hi. How many people? 2. Right this way. You follow the server. You sit down. The server gives you menus. Here you go. Thank you. You open the menu. You look at the choices. Your coworker asks, what are you going to have? I think I'll get the chicken sandwich. That sounds good. What about you? I might get the soup. You look at the drinks. I'll just have water. The server comes back. Are you ready to order? Yes. What can I get for you? I'll have the chicken sandwich with fries and a bottle of water, please. Would you like anything else? No, thank you. That's all. The server turns to your coworker. And what can I get for you? Your coworker orders. The server says, Great, I'll bring your drinks right away. Thank you. While you wait, you talk. Your coworker asks, What are you doing after work? I need to run a few errands. Where are you going? I need to stop at the pharmacy and then go grocery shopping. What are you buying? Mostly food for dinner. What are you cooking? I'm thinking about chicken, rice, and vegetables. That sounds healthy. It's simple. Simple is good. You laugh. The server brings your drinks. Here you go. Thank you. Enjoy. A few minutes later, your food arrives. Here is your chicken sandwich. Thank you. Enjoy your meal. You take your first bite. This is really good. Your coworker smiles. I told you this place was good. You continue eating. You talk about your weekend. You talk about work. You talk about the weather. You talk about your plans. The conversation is natural and relaxed. Your coworker asks, Do you have any plans this weekend? Not really. Maybe I'll stay home and relax. That sounds nice. Sometimes I just want a quiet weekend. I understand. After lunch, you pay the bill. You stand up. Thanks for lunch. You're welcome. You walk back to work. Chapter 5. Afternoon Work. You return to the office. You sit at your desk. You check your email. There are 2 new messages. You answer them. Then you look at your schedule. You have a meeting at 2:30. You still have some time. You work on another task. At 2:30, the meeting begins. Your manager says, Okay, let's get started. Everyone listens. The manager asks, How is the project going? One coworker gives an update. Then another coworker speaks. Finally, it is your turn. You say, My part is almost finished. Do you have any problems? No, everything is going well. Do you need any help? No, I think I'm okay. Great. The meeting continues. Someone asks, Does anyone have any questions? You say, No questions from me. Okay, thanks everyone. The meeting ends. You return to your desk. The afternoon is moving quickly. You finish another task. Then you answer a few more emails. You look at the clock. It's 4:30. You start cleaning your desk. You save your work. You close your computer. You put your notebook into your bag. Your coworker says, Are you leaving? Yeah, I'm finished for today. Have a good evening. Thanks, you too. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. You walk out of the building. You get into your car. You start the engine. You are tired, but you still have a few things to do. Chapter 6. The Pharmacy. You drive to the pharmacy. You park your car. You walk inside. You look around. You need to buy a few things. An employee notices you. Can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for some cold medicine. Sure. Do you need tablets or liquid? Tablets, please. Okay, they're in aisle 6. Thank you. You're welcome. You walk toward aisle 6. You find the medicine. Then you remember that you need toothpaste. You walk to another aisle. You find toothpaste. You also need shampoo. You pick up a bottle. You check the price. It looks good. You put it in your basket. Then you walk toward the checkout. The cashier smiles. Hi. Hi. Did you find everything? Yes, I did. Great. The cashier scans the items. Your total is $22.40. You pay. Here you go. Thank you. The cashier gives you your receipt. Have a nice evening. Thanks, you too. You leave the store. You get into your car. You check your shopping list. You still need groceries. Okay, one more stop. You drive to the supermarket. Chapter 7, Grocery Shopping. You enter the supermarket. You take a shopping cart. You look at your list. Okay, what do I need? You start with vegetables. You pick up tomatoes, then onions, then carrots, then lettuce. You check the list. Potatoes. You find potatoes. You put them in the cart. Next, you go to the meat section. You need chicken. You look at the different packages. You choose one. Then you put it in the cart. You need rice. You walk to the rice aisle. You choose your favorite kind. Then you need bread. You pick up a loaf. You need milk. You get a bottle of milk. Then you remember that you need fruit. You choose apples, then bananas, then oranges. You check your list again. Cooking oil. You almost forgot. You walk back. You find the cooking oil. You put it in the cart. You look at the list one more time. That's everything. You push your cart toward the checkout. There are several people waiting. You choose a line. You stand patiently. You hear people talking. A child is asking for candy. Someone is talking on the phone. A shopping cart is moving across the floor. The line moves forward. Finally, it is your turn. The cashier smiles. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? I'm good. The cashier scans your groceries. Beep, beep, beep. You put the groceries into your bags. The cashier asks, did you find everything you needed? Yes, I did. Good. The cashier continues scanning. Your total is $84.20. You pay. Thank you. The cashier gives you the receipt. Have a great evening. Thank you. You too. You take your bags. You push the cart outside. You put the groceries into your car. You return the cart. Then you sit in the driver's seat. You take a deep breath. Okay, time to go home. You start the engine. Chapter 8, Cooking Dinner. You arrive home. You take the groceries inside. You put the milk in the refrigerator. You put the chicken in the refrigerator. You put the vegetables on the counter. You put the rice in the cabinet. Then you wash your hands. You are ready to cook. You decide to make chicken, rice, and vegetables. You wash the vegetables. You cut the onions. You cut the tomatoes. You cut the carrots. You put a pan on the stove. You add some cooking oil. You turn on the heat. The pan becomes hot. You add the onions. They begin to sizzle. You stir them. You add the tomatoes. Then you add the chicken. You stir everything together. You add some seasoning. The kitchen smells wonderful. You say, "It smells really good." You prepare the rice. You measure it carefully. You add water. You put it on the stove. Now you wait. You check the chicken. It needs a few more minutes. You stir it again. Then you check the rice. It looks good. You lower the heat. While the food is cooking, you clean the kitchen. You wash the cutting board. You put the knife away. You wipe the counter. You put away the ingredients. You say, "I am cleaning the kitchen. I am washing the dishes. I am putting things away." After a few minutes, dinner is ready. You turn off the stove. You serve the food. You sit down at the table. You take a bite. "This is delicious," you smile. You are tired, but you are happy. You take your time. You enjoy your dinner. Chapter 9, Talking about your day. After dinner, you clean the kitchen. You wash the dishes. You wipe the table. You put everything away. Then you sit on the couch. You finally have time to relax. You pick up your phone. You see a message from your friend. Hey, are you free? You reply, yeah, I'm home now. Your friend asks, how was your day? You answer, it was pretty busy, but it was a good day. What did you do? You begin explaining. I woke up early. I made breakfast. I drove to work. I had a busy morning. I finished an important report. I had lunch with a coworker. After work, I went to the pharmacy. Then I went grocery shopping. After that, I came home and cooked dinner. Your friend replies, wow, you had a full day. You laugh. Yeah, I definitely did. What did you make for dinner? Chicken, rice, and vegetables. That sounds good. It was really good. What are you doing now? I'm relaxing on the couch. Are you watching anything? Not yet. Are you tired? A little. I had a long day. Well, get some rest. I will. Have a good night. You too. Talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow. You put your phone down. Now you think about the conversation. You just practice the past tense naturally. I woke up. I made breakfast. I drove to work. I had lunch. I went shopping. I cooked dinner. I talked with my friend. These sentences are useful. If someone asks, how was your day? You can answer naturally. It was good. It was busy. It was pretty quiet. It was stressful. It was tiring. It was a great day. Then explain what happened. I went to work. I had a meeting. I went shopping. I cooked dinner. You don't need complicated vocabulary. Simple English can communicate a lot. Chapter 10. Evening Relaxation. You decide to watch a movie. You turn on the television. You look through the choices. You choose a movie. You sit comfortably on the couch. You take a sip of water. You relax. The movie begins. After about 20 minutes, you pause it. You look at the clock. It is getting late. You stand up. You stretch. You walk around the room. You look outside. The neighborhood is quiet now. There are fewer cars. Most people are probably at home. You think about your day. It was busy, but you accomplished many things. You woke up early. You went to work. You finished your project. You had lunch. You ran errands. You bought groceries. You cooked dinner. You talked with a friend. Now you are relaxing. You feel satisfied. Before going to bed, you decide to prepare for tomorrow. You put your clothes on a chair. You put your wallet in your bag. You put your keys in the same place. You charge your phone. You check your alarm. 6:30. You set the alarm. Then you say, I want to be ready tomorrow morning. You turn off the lights. You check the doors. Everything is locked. You walk into the bedroom. Chapter 11. Getting ready for bed. You walk into the bathroom. You brush your teeth. You wash your face. You change into comfortable clothes. You turn off the bathroom light. You walk into your bedroom. The room is quiet. You get into bed. You pull the blanket over yourself. You put your head on the pillow. You take a slow breath. You relax. You think about the day. You remember the morning. You remember breakfast. You remember your drive to work. You remember your conversations. You remember lunch. You remember the pharmacy. You remember grocery shopping. You remember cooking dinner. You remember talking with your friend. You smile. It was a full day. And you practiced English throughout the day. You heard English. You listened to English. You repeated English. You thought about English. That is how immersion can help you. English doesn't have to be something you study only for 30 minutes. You can bring English into your everyday life. When you wake up, speak English. When you make breakfast, speak English. When you drive, listen to English. When you work, think about simple English sentences. When you shop, describe what you see. When you cook, describe what you are doing. When you relax, talk about your day. And before you sleep, review a few sentences. You can say, I had a good day. I practiced my English. I learned something new. I am getting better. I will practice again tomorrow. These sentences are simple, but they are powerful. Learning English is not about knowing everything immediately. It is about becoming comfortable little by little. The first time you hear a sentence, it may sound difficult. After hearing it several times, it becomes familiar. After repeating it many times, you may be able to say it naturally. That is why repetition matters. Don't be afraid of repetition. Repetition is your friend. Listen again, repeat again, practice again. Every time you hear English, your brain gets another opportunity to recognize it. Every time you speak English, your mouth gets another opportunity to practice. Every time you make a mistake and continue, you become more confident. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are normal. Mistakes are part of learning. You don't have to wait until your English is perfect before you speak. Speak while you are learning. Practice while you are learning. Make mistakes while you are learning. And continue. Chapter 12. Final Speaking Practice. Now let's practice some useful everyday questions and answers. Listen carefully, then repeat. What time did you wake up? I woke up at 6:30. What did you have for breakfast? I had eggs, toast, and coffee. How did you get to work? I drove to work. How was traffic? Traffic was a little slow. How was your morning? My morning was pretty busy. What did you do at work? I worked on an important project. Did you finish your project? Yes, I finished it before lunch. Are you going to lunch? Yes, I'm going to lunch. What are you having? I'll have the chicken sandwich. What are you doing after work? I need to run a few errands. Where are you going? I'm going to the pharmacy and the supermarket. What do you need to buy? I need to buy some groceries. What are you cooking tonight? I'm cooking chicken, rice, and vegetables. How was your day? It was busy, but it was good. What did you do today? I went to work, went shopping, and cooked dinner. What are you doing now? I'm relaxing at home. Are you tired? Yes, I'm a little tired. What time are you going to bed? I'm going to bed soon. These questions and answers are excellent for everyday speaking practice. You can practice them every day. Ask yourself the question. Then answer aloud. For example, what did I do today? I went to work. What did I eat? I ate breakfast at home and lunch at a cafe. What did I buy? I bought groceries. What did I do after work? I went shopping. What did I do this evening? I cooked dinner and relaxed. This is a simple way to train yourself to think in English. You don't need to translate everything. Look around you. Describe what you see. Describe what you are doing. Talk about your plans. Talk about your day. Talk about your past. Talk about tomorrow. For example, tomorrow I am going to wake up early. I am going to make breakfast. I am going to work. I am going to finish my project. After work, I might go shopping. Then I am going to come home. I am going to cook dinner. I am going to relax. I am going to practice English. These sentences are useful because they are connected to your real life. And when English is connected to your real life, it becomes easier to remember. Final message. You have reached the end of today's English immersion lesson. You spent an entire day listening to English. You listened to conversations about the morning. You listened to conversations about work. You listened to conversations about lunch. You listened to conversations about shopping. You listened to conversations about cooking. You listened to conversations about friends. You listened to conversations about your evening. And you listened to English before going to bed. Remember, you don't have to understand everything the first time. Listen again tomorrow. Listen again next week. Each time you listen, you may notice something new. Maybe you will recognize a sentence more quickly. Maybe a word will suddenly become familiar. Maybe you will understand a conversation that was difficult before. Maybe you will feel more comfortable repeating the sentences. That is progress. You are training your ears. You are training your pronunciation. You are building vocabulary. You are learning sentence patterns. And you are becoming more confident. So don't stop. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep repeating, keep practicing. And remember, you don't have to learn English all at once. Learn one sentence, then another. One conversation, then another. One day, then another. Little by little, your English will improve. Thank you for spending this time with English Journey TV. If you enjoyed this lesson, come back and listen again. And when you are ready, practice speaking aloud. Don't just listen, speak. Don't worry about mistakes. Keep going. Your English journey is a long journey, but every day of practice takes you one step closer to your goal. Now take a slow breath. Relax. Close your eyes. Let your mind become quiet. You did a great job today. Good night. Sleep well. And remember, keep listening, keep speaking, keep practicing, keep moving forward. See you in the next English lesson.